Countdown, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Treadway Makes Drinks. Today we're going to talk about ice spheres. I feel like David Bowie in the Labyrinth.
It's a crystal, nothing more.
Having beautiful crystal clear ice is a ton of fun, but it's not so easy to do at home. It's not just getting a sphere mold and filling it with water and putting it in your freezer, because when water freezes, it captures little air bubbles and that makes foggy ice. If you want to go through the process of making ice crystal clear at home, it takes putting a cooler inside your freezer. You can Google that kind of setup, but you can also buy crystal clear ice from lots of different purveyors here in the Boston area. Brookline Ice does a great job. So I buy blocks like this that I can turn into a sphere, or bigger blocks that I can cut down. If you have clear ice, then we can have a lot of fun. If you are in the market for getting a awesome ice sphere mold like this, keep in mind it's not going to magically make your ice clear. It's going to just turn it into a sphere. And how does this operation work? Well, I'll show you it in action in a moment. But this is super heavy and it's coated in aluminum. And aluminum is a really good conductor of heat, so it helps melt the ice super fast. And as you can see, there's a sphere in there and down the bottom. So it's smashing the ice down and melting it, just constantly melting, and it's kind of because of some
20 minutes later.
It's melting and refreezing at the same time to get you a perfect sphere. These things claim that they'll turn a block into a sphere in less than a minute. From experience, they take a lot longer. I'm gonna have fun and do a little challenge to see if I can make a sphere as fast as this guy with any of these fun array of ice picks and things like that. There are a ton of different ice picks out there. You can go like fancy and beautiful like this guy, or you can just go simple. And my personal favorite is this little deluxe 3-prong. That's what I use the most of, even though this is way more beautiful. It's from Japan, but this one's just easier to wield. And the way I'm gonna do that is by chipping away all the corners and then continuing to just smooth it out and smooth it out. Start with one corner, and I'm just busting away that corner, and same here. And so, you know, becomes kind of a fun art project of cutting different edges. You can do this with a knife if you'd rather. I just find that it is a little faster with an ice pick, and the 3 prongs help to like shave off whole chunks at a time instead of the 1 prong is more for just breaking the ice all the way apart. Obviously, when I'm against the clock, I'll be going a little more fast and furious. I'm always chipping this way. I'm not chipping down into my hand. That would be kind of dangerous. I'm chipping away, and I'm rotating the ice to find the uneven spots I want to keep cutting away. It definitely depends on the size of your glassware. If you have humongous rocks glasses, that's awesome. I could fit a big chunk like that. I'm looking at a glass this size, so I'm not quite there yet. Need to keep going before my hand freezes off. If you get to this point and you're thinking, oh man, it's all bumpy, I don't like the bumps. Well, in that case, you can get yourself a knife. Maybe not quite such a big knife, but this is what I got. And you start just chipping away at all the bumps. And you have to go perpendicular to the grooves to have them kind of burst away a little bit. The other awesome tool at your disposal is your body heat from your hand. There we go. And what the heck is the point of having big pieces of ice? Is it just like a trend? Is it just like, oh, it looks cool. Partially, yes. But the other part is that having a spirit or a cocktail on one big ice cube like this means that there is less surface area than a handful of ice, and it's gonna melt slower. So it keeps your drink super nice and cold without diluting it too far. And you know, if I wanted to pour a couple ounces of a real nice whiskey on that, sip it slowly, it's not gonna melt anytime soon. Obviously, it's more of a rustic, hand-hewn version of this, but this I only had to pay a couple bucks. But yeah, it's I think time for the challenge. Can Sam the bartender take on the ice sphere mold machine? Let's find out. I'm giving this the best fighting chance. I've actually just rinsed it off with hot water so it's nice and warm. And we're gonna start a timer. This way, you know there's no tomfoolery. All right, countdown. 3, 2, 1. All right. And that is going. Spherical to me. Maybe a couple 2-tree chops. And for the win before that is done. Ta-da! All right, let's see what the machine did. Oh, gotta give it a little help. I'll give it that. It gets the look award. Definitely looks absolutely stunning, but speed, not so much. So for looks, obviously the machine wins. That is a beautiful piece of ice, but took a little bit longer. And my ice, you know, that represents love. And it deserves a good whiskey. And particularly because I learned this technique of ice spheres, cutting ice spheres from Japanese bartenders, actually learning from Ueno-san in person. So a nice Japanese whiskey to go with my hand-cut ice. Just a splash as a reward for winning. The victor, catch you next time. Cheers.